Morning student, today I am going to explain lesson number 6, civics, understanding our criminal justice system part 2. We had seen part 1 and we had seen how by the help of the public prosecutor Shanti can save her life, and she rescues by the from the police, and that what is the role of the police also we have seen in the first part, and I hope that you have read also. Now what is there in the second part, just I am going to explain. Here DK Basu guidelines. Here this the Supreme Court of India has laid down specific requirements and procedure that the police and other agencies have to follow the arrest, detention and the interrogation of any person. These are known to be DK Basu guidelines, and some of these include. Now DK Basu has given the guideline, that is the Supreme Court of India has laid down specific requirements and the procedures that the police and other agencies have to follow for the arrest. Now to whom the police had been arrested, they had been taken out what the person is there, they had been right about that person. Understood? Now another guidelines of DK Basu, the police officials who carry out the arrest or interrogation should wear clear, accurate and visible identification and name tags with their designation. We always think that why this police always wear this uniform there, because it is very much important to them. Why the names also must be tagged there on their shirt. Why? Because people or citizens must understand its designation. It means that whether that VP had wear the khaki uniform, it means that whether he is police or he is sub inspector or he is inspector or he is a commissioner there. By their tags we can understand. A memo of arrest should be prepared at the time of arrest and should include the time and date of arrest. Now whenever police arrest any person there, at that time they must have to give the memo to the person why he has been arrested to the police there, and whenever he had been arrested, the time and the date and everything is required. Now DK Basu's another guidelines is it should also be arrested by at least one witness who could include a family member of the person arrested. Now suppose the person arrested, to one of the witness must be there, whether the family member, whether the friend. The arrest memo should be countersigned by the person arrested. The person arrested, detained or being interrogated has a right to inform a relative, friend or well-wisher. Suppose police had been caught to anyone and kept in the jail, the person always gets right to inform his friend, his family or his relative why the police has been kept that particular person in the jail. The person arrested, detained or being interrogated has a right to inform relative, friend or well-wisher. When a friend or relative lives outside the district, the time, place of arrest and venue of custody must be notified by place within 8 to 12 hours after arrest. Suppose the person has been arrested and he is from another state, suppose he is from another district there. At that time, it is the duty of the police to inform their well-wisher, inform his or her well-wisher, his family or his friend within 8 to 12 hours. Now, first information report means FIR. It is with the registration of an FIR that the police can begin their investigation into a crime. Now, whatever happened in the society, it is the duty of the people or it is the duty of the citizens, they must have to inform the police. Otherwise, how can they understand if they have not informed to the police there? How can the police do the investigation. So it is a duty of the citizen, they must have to inform in the police station. The law states that it is compulsory for an officer in charge of a police station to register an FIR when a person gives information about a cognoscible offence. Now if any citizen went to the police station and he said he must have to give FIR, means first information report, at that time it is the duty of the police, they must have to take what they must have to take the FIR from that. This information can be given to the police either orally or in the writing. Now the person can give the information, means FIR, orally or the writing. But instead of orally, the writing FIR always be work, or it is most important than orally. So most of the people, whenever they went to give the FIR, they give in the writing form. The FIR mentions the date, time, place of the offence, details the basic facts of the offence, including a description of the event. Whatever happened and in which date, what was there, everything must have to be mentioned in the FIR. And if is mentioned in the FIR properly, it would be very easy to the police to do the investigate properly. Understood? It known the identity of the accused person and witness is also mentioned. First information report FIR. The FIR also state the name and address of the complainant. Now if any complainant went and he had given the FIR in the police station, at that time his or her name must be written there, means complainant name must be written. There is a prescribed form in which the police registers an FIR and it is signed by the complainant. And whenever given the FIR, the writing is over, at that time that complainant must do the sign. Otherwise, if everything is given and if there is no sign, that FIR would not be proper, or that would not be valuable. Understood? The complainant also has a legal right to get a free copy of the FIR from the police. Now whatever the FIR given by any complainant there, that copy also must get to whom? To that complainant. Then only that person also can take action, that person can take the help of the lawyer also can understand what's the FIR given by the person to whom? To the police or to the police station, in the police station. What is the role of the public prosecutor? In the first part we have seen the role of the police. Now here we have to see the role of the public prosecutor. Now in the first part, by the help of the public prosecutor whose name was Kamala Roy, now she got the justice. Who got the justice? Shanti got the justice. And then who was the real criminal? He came front and he caught by the police there, and Shanti acquitted by the police there, Shanti and his brother. And she got her 1,000 rupees also, which she and her brother Sushil had been collected. Understood? Public prosecutor who represent the interest of the state. The role of the prosecutor begins once the police has conducted the investigation and filed the charge sheet in the court. Now see, after the investigation, first the duty is of the police. Police do the investigation, they prepare the charge sheet, and this charge sheet always be this would always be kept where? In the court, and then only the public prosecutors work going on. Understood? Now the public prosecutor will not help to the police to investigate the crime. It is the duty of the police to investigate the crime, and after submitting the charge sheet, then only the public prosecutor's work already start. She has no role to play in the investigation. The prosecutor must conduct the prosecution on behalf of the state. Now whenever the charge sheet submitted in the court, then only public prosecutor work started, and public prosecutor prosecution when on the behalf, where on the behalf of the state or in the court. As an officer of the court, it is his duty to act impartially and present the full and the material facts, witnesses and evidence before the court to enable the court to decide the case. Now the public prosecutor should not be partial, means she or he has to do the work impartially, and whatever the charge sheet written by the police and submitted to the court, now which evidences were there, which witnesses are there, now she or he must have to call to them, take the cross examine, and after that this can come on the conclusion that and make the statement there, and this provide or keep in front of the judges there. Then judge can do the work, and afterward then judge can give the statement. Understood? Now what is the role of the judge? The judge is like an umpire in a game and conducts the trial impartially and in an open court. Suppose the cricket match is going on, suppose the tennis match is going on, or any match is going on, at that time umpire play a very important role. If umpire has been impartial, then only the game can be enjoyable. If the umpire is partial, then there would not be the success of any particular team there. So judge is also play a role of umpire there. Judge should not be partial. Impartially he must have to give his judgment to the people. The judge hears all the witness and any other evidence presented by the prosecution and the defense. The judge decides whether the accused person is guilty or innocent on the basis of the evidence presented in accordance with the law. If the accused is convicted, then the judge pronounces the sentence. He may send the person to jail or impose a fine or of both, depending on what the law prescribes. Now see, whatever the public prosecutor and the others lawyers has the debate happen in the court, now the judge always comes on this conclusion that who is that criminal there, and then only he can give the judgment. And according to the law which is written in the constitution, that person must get the punishment there. Sometimes the judge can give the punishment where judge can give death punishment also there. Then the judge can send the person to jail also. Sometimes that impose a fine, or sometimes both also. It is depend on what the law prescribes. Now what is fair trial? Fair trial. Article 21 of the Constitution. Now it is the fundamental rights written in Article 21, that is right to life. The Article 21 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to life states that a person is life or liberty can be taken away only by following a reasonable and just a legal procedure. A fair trial ensures that the Article 21 of the Constitution is upheld. Another is, firstly, now whenever yesterday I have explained the story of Shanti in the first part. Firstly, Shanti was given a copy of the charge sheet. Now whatever the charge sheet made by the police, Shanti got the charge sheet from the police and all other evidences that the prosecution presented against her. And the prosecution, we heard some evidences also against her, that also she got. Shanti was charged with the offense of the theft that was defined as a crime in the law. The trial was held in an open court in public view. Her brother Sushil could attend the court hearing. Now the open court, the trial was going on. Her brother also came, that whether his sister is criminal or not, but she was not, and the public prosecutor had played the role very properly. In public view, her brother Sushil could attend court hearing. The trial was held in the presence of the accused. Shanti was defended by a lawyer, and Shanti's lawyer, whose name was Kamla Roy, she was the public prosecutor and she defended Shanti. And who was the real thief? She said to the judges Shanti's lawyer, Advocate Roy, was given an opportunity to cross-examine. The cross-examination means that Mr. and Mrs. Shinde, the lawyer, also were there, and there was a debate in the court against Shanti, and they both were debating on that case. And afterwards, the public prosecutor, whose name was Kamala Roy, she got the success, and Shanti had been acquitted. Understood? Advocate Roy was given an opportunity to cross-examine all the prosecution witness. It is significant that the judge decided the matter only on the basis of the evidence before the court. The judge did not jump onto the conclusion that Shanti was the thief just because she was a poor and maid servant. Can it is happened there? No. The judge cannot listen anyone's lawyer there. Two lawyers, evidences, then witnesses, he said. Judge never be jump on the conclusion that, and in the Shanti's case also, judge never be jump on that Shanti was a theft. And the judge remained impartial, and since the evidence showed that some young men and not Shanti was the theft, and now the some young men who was the friend of Mr. and Mrs. Shinde, they were criminal and Shanti was innocent. He set Shanti free. In Shanti's case, justice was finally done to her because she was given a fair trial. She was given a fair trial, that's why Shanti became free. Understood? Now I think that you have understood this part, and if you have any queries regarding this, you can ask me. Thank you, my children.